Hello everyone and welcome to the Crimson Stitchery. I'm filming today a little vlog from my garden. I'm standing underneath my fig tree here. It's a pretty sunny day in early July and I'm spending the day working from home doing some administration, so I thought I would sneak in a little vlog for you guys. This video is coming to you courtesy of my Ko-fi supporters, so thank you so much to everybody who has recently bought me a coffee over on Ko-fi.com, a donation platform which allows you to support the Crimson Stitchery through PayPal donations. So I'm recording this using a selfie stick which you guys bought for me, so thank you so much. It's definitely a learning curve. I'm a complete novice when it comes to video making, as I've mentioned before, and I think it's going to take some experimentation, but it's all good fun. So it's been too hot to knit, to be honest with you. It's been way too hot to knit, and I've had a really busy weekend. I'm recording on Monday morning. Over the weekend I have been to a wedding, had meetups with friends, gone to the theatre, seen my family, so I'm just spending a few minutes with you guys filming this vlog and showing off my garden, because getting into my garden is one surefire way of making me feel better and cheering me up, and I hope that you enjoy this little tour. So yeah, as I said, I'm really not used to this talking into a phone business, and also it's really hard to remember to look at the camera lens and not at myself on the screen. But anyway, let's get on with it. So I'm standing underneath a fig tree, as I've mentioned. Here are the leaves, and I'm expecting that I'm going to be getting a crop of figs later on in the year. Can you see little baby figs here? So probably later on in the summer. And my garden is quite small. I live in the suburbs of London, and I purposely, purposely live in a really unfashionable area because it allowed me to live in a house which has a garden, basically. And my garden it needs a little bit of work, so I'm quite glad that I'm filming this vlog now, and then maybe I'll film another one later after we finish working on the garden. But what I have done, despite the kind of structural work that the garden needs, is I have planted up the flower beds. So behind me here I've got a edible bed, and then on the other side I've got my flower bed. So that behind me is all flowers, and then on this side it's all edibles. So I will switch the camera around and then I will give you a little tour of my vegetable bed and then of my flower bed too. So this is under the fig tree, and I've got my quite wild looking herb patch. I've got different types of oregano, golden oregano, kind of normal dark oregano. I've got 5 types of mint, including spearmint, chocolate mint. This is banana mint that tastes really bizarre, and actually we don't like it. Pineapple mint is this variegated furry one here. At the back we've got lavender mint. And there's another one as well which seems to have migrated, I think another type of sort of plain mint. Then I've got this huge goji berry bush, and there's some kind of hoverfly having a tasty little treat off the goji berry as we speak. That's sweet. And then some dried up goji berries. We'll see what comes of those. It's really large and it's been tied up on this teepee at the moment. And then next door to that I've got a gooseberry bush that was planted last year, so we'll see if I get any fruit this year, but it's not looking hopeful. Then we've got a patch of onions that are getting along, and also smaller ones over there are spring onions which I replanted from the ends of ones that I'd cut off from the supermarket. Creating a little border here, so I've got violets, and then I've got more herbs that I've planted up along that I hope to grow, and yeah, a few weeds too. Okay, going across, this empty space here was full of garlic that I've pulled up now, so I can't wait to eat that. And I've just planted in a little echinacea flower there for herbal medicinal purposes, but also for flowering. Got tomato plants, more tomato plants, these 2 guys here, red currant bush which is in front of some feathery looking fennel, so we'll see what comes of those this year. And then we've got my pride and joy courgettes. I grew courgettes last year too, and they were really successful. So I'm looking forward to them now. And then raspberries, which I've already eaten from this year. They're yellow raspberries. I'd love to have some pink ones too, but these are all yellow and they're all taken from cuttings. Most of the things that I grow are taken from cuttings. Occasionally I'll buy seeds or grow from an existing fruit or vegetable, but yeah, when it comes to gardening, I'm lucky to be able to access friendly gardeners around me that will split plants for me and so on. So another courgette back there. Nasturtium, which I use as sacrificial planting. It is edible, it's a great salad, but generally the black fly get to it before I do. And then a much larger tomato plant amongst some lavender. And then I've got my compost bin, which I'm so happy about. I love having a compost bin. I know it looks a bit dull and, you know, just a big black thing. You might be wondering why I'm banging on about it, but I'm really passionate about composting. I've been doing it for several years. I've done it when I lived in an even smaller place. I've done it without any equipment, and it's just an amazing way of reducing waste, food waste, and making it productive. So that's an ornamental cherry, which I've got some old wind chimes hanging from. And I'm not sure about this because it's on the side of the edibles, so it's not, it doesn't fit in with the garden plan very well, and it's possible that I'll end up pulling it out and replanting it with an edible fruit tree. In this small space where the compost bin, there are actually 3 or even 4 trees planted when I moved in, just in that tiny corner, and it was completely overgrown. You know, all the way up here was just branches. It blocked out a lot of sunlight, and I had to take them all down, unfortunately, but the person that planted them wasn't very responsible and didn't plan for the fact that the trees would get really big. Okay, then we've got the bamboo, which makes lovely noise. It's really big and blocks the screen of the neighbour's garden, which is great. And then let's turn around and go to my flower garden. So at the back of the garden, I like to sit on this bench and take breakfast, and that's looking back towards the flat and the fig tree. I've realised as I've got older that gardens tend to contain lots of unphotogenic stuff, and that's definitely the case for mine too. So yeah, I always used to want to just have like only beautiful and attractive things in the garden, but I've kind of come to accept that when you do gardening you need to work with lots of big, messy and ugly tools, and also if you want to garden sort of mindfully and not produce too much waste, you end up reusing a lot of things, using a lot of old things, and they're just not that pretty. So I've sort of realised that, yeah, that's kind of part of it. So I have like beautiful pockets and like horrible messy pockets as well in the garden. So yeah, I'll talk you through my flower bed. I've had quite a lot of flowers in the early spring already, and I think I need to think a bit more carefully next year about summer and autumn flowers, but I'll just talk you through what's flowering at the moment. So here we've got a beautiful hot pink penstemon that's just about to open, so we're slightly too late for that. And a peony and iris that, you know, too late for. And then we've got this lovely, lovely Barbie pink rose that's having its second flush of flowers with, and it suddenly just shot up this, it shot up a long tall branch. So I'm really looking forward to those tall branches opening and getting some height. And then we've got my hydrangea, which is totally gorgeous. This pale, like two-tone pink colour, and she's like really bushed up, huge. Oh, and there's another rose shoot there I've just discovered. That's fun. So yeah, that rose is getting really big now. I'm really looking forward to that taking off. Then we've got Hoikera, my favourite foliage plant, rosemary in a tub, and an Acer. I love Acer too, all the different colours and shapes of the leaf. I'm really big on coloured foliage. A fern here. Here we've got fuchsia that is about to open. It's a lovely pale creamy pink white fuchsia bush, so that's lovely. Ornamental ginseng over there poking up. Some marguerites that are coming to an end, and some hot pink fuchsias that got a bit blasted by the sun. You can see over the weekend, but I'll just deadhead them, and then they'll have a whole nother bunch of flowers. Although I did learn also that fuchsia berries can be eaten and used for jam, so that's pretty cool. And then more violets, so sweet, and I like to pick them and put them in cocktails and drinks. Here we've got a special Gertrude Jekyll rose. It's highly scented David Austin rose that my granddad bought for me as a present, and that's just having its second flower of the year, so I'm really happy about that, and it's quite big as well. Some phlox that hasn't opened yet, so lots of stuff that we're sort of just too late for early. That in the background we've got passion fruit, passion flower vine, and then a aubergine coloured canna leaf, and peony bush and an allium that's finished. Moving back, more marguerites that are coming to an end. Cotton lavender again. I totally love this frothy sage green foliage, and it smells wonderful too, really astringent and herbal. Little peek at a fuchsia down here, which is creamy pink and dark purple. That's lovely. So that's gonna be gorgeous when it's opening. Peony that's finished, jasmine, more alliums, and then, oh yes, more Hoikera from my collection, if you will. I love them, they're so sculptural and like architectural, the way that the flowers kind of erupt like that. More Hoikera, and then this rose, another gift from my granddad. It's like an electric pink tinged with coral and salmon hints as well, and it's called Boscabelle. So the other one over there, that pink one, does have a much stronger smell, and this one's got much more enticing and variegated foliage. I mean colours in the flowers. And then at the back it's a different type of rose. It's not this like squashed pug face rose, it's like a hybrid tea rose I think it's called, which is like much stronger cup shape and not so flat, like a flat pom-pom. Yeah, and then some salvia, which smells great but gets way too big and I have to keep chopping it back. And a little fern hiding back there amongst a allium that's going to seed. Little fern here, and this fabulous pink Oikera that's called Redstone Falls, that was a present from my partner for passing an exam, or taking an exam rather. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so that's it for the little tour of my garden. I wanted to do it when this rose here had just opened, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. So that's the flower bed behind me now. I'm on the other side from where I started, which was under that fig tree there, and then went down the vegetable bed. Yeah, I love my little garden. It's a very relaxing place to hang out. To be honest with you, I wish it was bigger. I wish I had far more fruit and flowers. But I'm really happy and grateful that this is a space that I get to spend time in. So yeah, the sun's like going in and out of the clouds, so it's actually looking better and less overexposed now, but hey ho, what can you do? So I hope you've enjoyed my little vlog coming out of the garden, and to see you soon. Happy summer and happy knitting. Bye bye.